Hi, my name is Autif Kamal, and in this episode of Be Logical, before I go into debunking the Mayan Doomsday myth, I need to make some revisions to the format of future episodes explicit to you so that you don't have any surprises. Now, if you've watched the very first episode of Be Logical, you'll know that my format was to introduce a concept of logic, explain it, maybe give a formula of it, and then show how it applies. Oh no, sorry. Give you an example of how it works, and then show you how it applies to some event in the news or some article related to an event currently in the news. Now, this is how I'm going to revise it. If I have introduced a concept of logic before, rather in some previous episode, then I'm not going to introduce it in a future episode unless I'm showing you how to use it for some complex application that I have not shown you before. Okay? Also, if I do use, I will use a concept of logic in a future episode, but instead of introducing it from the very beginning, just so we can jump right into the article or the event, I'm going to just state the name of the logical concept and then use it in my analysis of the events. So the reason why I'm doing this is because number one, for those who have already been introduced to a concept of logic, that is, they are familiar with the introduction that I've given, this will save them some time. It will be redundant for them. And also, I just find it less restricting to bring up concepts of logic as they occur in my analysis rather than spending time to talk about it at the very beginning of the episode. Okay? So those are some revisions you can expect. One more revision you can expect is that I'm going to try to be more research heavy in the episodes that I do. When I first started this, I wasn't that research heavy because I was just starting this out, so I was, I guess, trying to gauge how much I should say, and based on the ratings that I get, I'm assuming that sometimes I need to go deeper into the research. I think also your understanding of how to use logical concepts would also benefit from applying them to deeper research that I would do. Okay, so those are the revisions you can expect in future episodes. Alright, good news. If you are watching or listening to this podcast, the world has not ended. Yet. Just kidding. Anyway, so what I'm going to go over is if there is a Mayan Doomsday, what is it? How far do the Mayan calendars even go? What about past related Doomsday predictions? And what exactly, if anything, do Mayan inscriptions say about a Doomsday? So first off, my interest was initiated in this topic for an episode of Be Logical because I came across an article by Liz Goodwin called Government Promises World Won't End on December 21st. And in this article, one of the things it mentions is that basically people are concerned, a lot of people are concerned that the world is going to end on December 21st. So NASA is receiving a lot of letters regarding that. Here's the exact quote from her article. The post on USA.gov says NASA scientists have received thousands of letters from people convinced that the world will end on December 21st based on a misunderstanding of the ancient Mayan calendar that's been promulgated in doomsday message boards online. Okay, so not only do people believe in a Mayan doomsday, they believe that's what it says in the calendar. They're believing something that the Mayan calendar does not actually say. Okay, now let's pretend that the Mayan calendar did say that. Let's grant them that. Then they would be believing in the conditional proposition, if the Mayan calendar says it, it must be true, or the categorical proposition, everything that the Mayan calendar says must be true. Whereas both of those propositions should be questioned. Now, what I'm going to show you is that the Mayan calendar doesn't say that there will be a doomsday on December 21st. Okay? What do the Mayans even say about a doomsday? Oh no, first, what is popularly believed to be the Mayan doomsday? It's believed either that a giant comet will strike the Earth, or the planet Nibiru will collide with Earth. Oh, and by the way, NASA scientists are saying the planet Nibiru doesn't exist. So that's something else to keep in mind. Now here's the thing: the Mayan calendars, they actually project beyond the year 2012. They have inscriptions stating that in the year 4772 AD, they would celebrate the anniversary of Kinich Janab Pakal's coronation. Now here's the thing: law of non-contradiction. Either the world will end in 2012 or it will not end in 2012. If they had believed it would end in 2012, then there would be no point in projecting what would happen in the year 4772. Because if the world would end in the year 2012, then that would basically be the end of the story. There's no reason to write anything else if that's the end of the story. Okay, so that's one reason not to believe in the Mayan Doomsday. If any of you were worried about the Mayan Doomsday. I don't think you were, but in case you were. Second, there have been tons of Doomsday predictions in the past. There have definitely been over 100 that I've seen online. That is documented by Wikipedia, and I'm using Wikipedia as a legitimate source because they do cite their sources. So as long as they cite their sources and the sources are themselves legitimate, then I think the information that you can get from Wikipedia is legitimate. So hoping you will agree with that. Anyway, so there's Charles Berlitz in the year of 1999. He claimed that in that year Earth would experience an asteroid impact, a pole shift, or nuclear devastation. That never happened. Leland Jensen in 1988, he said that on April 29th, Halley's Comet would strike Earth. That never happened. Nancy Lieder in the year 2003, May 2003, predicted that Earth would collide with the planet Nibiru. Okay? So it's possible that whichever person or collection of people spread the idea that the Mayan Doomsday is something real, it's possible that they saw what Nancy Lieder had claimed to be would be like Earth's doomsday. But that's just a speculation on my part. Now, one other thing, also I forgot to mention, another place where I'm getting my research is I'm getting it from John W. Hoops. He is a university professor of anthropology at the University of Kansas. And he published an article in December of 2011. And now basically the Mayan myth, again, did not come from Mayans. That's what he also claims. First there's Ernst Forstmann. He interpreted inscriptions of the Mayans to mean that a cataclysmic flood would occur. Sylvanus Morley also took these ideas and put them in a book called The Ancient Maya, which was published in 1946. And then an American archaeologist, also a Yale University professor, put these same ideas into a textbook in the 1960s. And you know what? There's actually disagreement on what those inscriptions mean. You have this one group that thinks that it means cataclysmic flood, but then you have this other group that believes that it means the annual arrival of rain. Okay, so just look at the ambiguity here. It could either fall under the general category of a natural disaster, or it could fall under the general category of a seasonal event. Those are two different things, and yeah, there lies the ambiguity in what that inscription actually meant. Okay, so in summary, the reasons why this Mayan Doomsday is a twofold myth is number one, the Mayan inscriptions project past the year 2012. Number two, there have been other doomsday predictions in the past, and in the end, all they are, including this Mayan doomsday myth, is talk. And number three, the inscriptions which have been used to claim that there is a Mayan doomsday is itself ambiguous. Okay, and that's why the so-called Mayan doomsday is a twofold myth. And that's it for this episode. Thank you.